is the Nikki Maduro Show, and thank you for joining us. I'm Nikki Maduro. She's Kim McAllister. I think it's like reverse, so I think it's this way when I point to you. I always point this way, and it's always opposite. It's this way.
Right.
That's Kim McAllister right
People
over
know
there.
what you mean. Hello, y'all.
Like, that's Kim McAllister, and thank you for joining us. Please hit that subscribe button if you like the show and want to continue seeing it, and make sure you've subscribed, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up, do all those things. All right, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to talk about predictions regarding the Supreme Court ruling over Trump's immunity. We're going to talk a little bit about Biden's fundraiser. It was a glitzy one in LA, but specifically something that happened during it that the right is just latching onto. But first, it is summertime. I'm like, I have to wear my tank top because it's hotter than hell in my house. How is your summer? I mean, it's not officially summer season.
When is
but it's summer in my house.
Officially summer.
What is it? June 20th, something like that. What's the official first day of summer? It's always around my mom's birthday, and my mom's birthday hasn't happened yet. So, what does it say?
Summer solstice
is June.
When is the first day of summer? 2024.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Drum roll, please. June. You're right. It is June 20th.
There you go. I knew it was somewhere around there. I was like,
Look at you go. Yeah.
I always, it's always around my mom's birthday, which is the 22nd. So it's always like somewhere like a couple of days before or after my mom's birthday. So
it
that's
begins with the solstice on Thursday, June 20th, 2024, marking an astronomical first day of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. The summer solstice is it really the longest day of the year they talk about here. That's great and everything. Summer to me is when school's out. The minute the last day of school, boom, summer, gone.
Okay, so I want to show you what my daughter has been working on over the past couple of days. Hold on.
Okay.
So I had this plan, and I've had this plan before, and then I tell them, and then we never do it. And I'm like, do it this time. So it's really big, but I'm going to try to show it. Okay, so this is her summer bucket list.
Cute.
And so you see there, it has, it has camping, water park, amusement park, trampoline park. She hasn't finished yet. Carnival. She made a list. And it includes everything like big things like going to an amusement park to, water balloon fight, going to the drive-ins, things like that. And I told her, I'm like, once you're done, and she's doing it with her friends so that they can like kind of document it and plan things. I'm like, put it in your calendar. Like, this is the day we're going to do that. This is the day we're going to do that. And I told her to do this because, unfortunately, summer is also including summer school. So I'm like, and her cousins are coming. So that's going to also be included in a lot in her bucket list plans. But I'm like, you better fit it in because for a couple of weeks in this summertime, you're going to be really in school. So
summer
you
gets
gotta
away
have to
from
balance
you.
it.
If you don't plan everything out, summer can get away from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, this weekend we had a really relaxing weekend and it was fine. But I'm always constantly like, it's summertime. Let's get going. Let's go do something.
Right.
What is on your agenda? And I'm not saying it has to be from the morning until the evening, something planned. But what is the one thing out of this house or in the neighborhood or in the backyard that you're going to do? Because like you said, like we went last week. I got work done. I got all this other stuff done, and I'm working in San Francisco this week. So I wanted to get some stuff done last week. I'm like, let's go to the pool. Let's go to the pool because sometimes all of a sudden the summer's over and we went to the pool 3 times. I'm like, no, let's go to the pool. So we went to the pool and it was great.
Camps. We're doing camps.
What kind of camps?
So the first week of summer was something called an all sports camp that Jacob went to.
Oh, my son did that a long time ago.
They had like a different sport of the day. And he has discovered that he loves extreme frisbee. He thinks that's really fun.
What is extreme frisbee?
That's what they called it, where I guess you jump and roll and like go to extreme measures to try to grab your frisbee. I don't know.
I'm Googling it. Hold on.
I don't know. He said, I'm really good at extreme frisbee. And I thought, well, that's great. I'm glad you found something you like. This is good.
Hold on. I got a picture. Well, here we go. Hold on. Let me share our little YouTube video of what is. Oh, this is ultimate frisbee. Is that what it is?
Maybe it's ultimate frisbee, not extreme.
Okay, here we go.
Daniel Cohen here to take you through the basics of ultimate and the AUDL, the American Ultimate.
Look at they have leagues. Look at that.
Look at that. Oh, damn, it's like football and frisbee.
Non-contact
I think it's where you go to
70 yards long by 40 yards wide.
Wow.
With end zones running 20 yards deep on either end. In the AUDL, the game is played on a football field, with end zones starting at each 10-yard line. The AUDL field is larger than a college regulation ultimate field.
We get an
because of-
idea. We get the idea.
Yeah, we get the
wow.
idea. So I guess you go to like extreme, to grab and jump
you gotta
and roll
run
and
far
tuck
and get it. Okay,
yeah.
that's pretty good.
So he
Looks like a
enjoyed
good
it. He thought that
exercise
was,
too.
that's what I thought. So during the school year, I have this rule, and you're going to think it's really draconian probably, because I think, according to Jacob, I'm the only mom that does this, and I'm the mean
let me
one,
see. You
right?
might not be. Let me see.
No video games during the week. Not even if you've already finished your homework. Video games are weekend activities only. We don't do it during the week. During the week, we do homework, we read, we do other things. No electronics during the week.
I want to institute that rule.
No
But
video
I
games
haven't,
during the
and I
week.
feel like the barn door's open
Yeah,
with
it's
that.
open.
But
So
I'm in
here's
charge
the
of the barn
thing.
door. I can shut the damn thing if I want to. There we go.
During the summer, all bets are off. And they do so well. They just know that's the rule, Jacob especially. He knows
Right.
it's the rule because Julia's not really into video games, but he knows it's the rule. And while like he kind of grumbles a little bit, like in the evening, he'll some say, other moms let their kids play after they finish their homework.
Right.
And I'm like, no, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
I saw my sister go through a horrible time with her first son
Mm.
where the minute they introduced a Sony PlayStation to their house, that's all he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the minute and there was and too late, like you're saying, once the barn doors open, they set the rules. But by then he was already accustomed to being able to play this thing. So I
Yeah.
thought, well, if we're gonna have, and we don't have a PlayStation for that reason, but
Right,
we do
we
have a
don't either.
Nintendo Switch.
That's what
So
we have. Yeah.
I thought, all right, it's just gonna be like a known thing that we don't play it during the weekday.
Yeah.
And I keep it in a public area right by the one TV in our house. And
It has
so
to be
I can
there.
see if it's missing, and it doesn't go in your room. It always
Right.
goes in the family room.
Right.
So there's these. I know. I'm
No,
mean.
that's
mom.
awesome. No,
Mean,
that's
mean,
better.
Mean.
No, it's not. It's smart, smart, smart. Because then there's the opposite me, where we gave it to him, and again, we don't have any. We don't have a PlayStation. We don't have a. We have a
Right.
Wii. It's in the garage somewhere. We never really
Yeah.
used it, but he loves the Switch. But the problem with the Switch is it's not just a video game player. Like he can watch YouTube and you know
Sure.
those sorts of things on it.
Yeah.
So while he does play games on it, it's a little bit bigger than his phone. So if he wants to watch videos, he can watch
Mhm.
videos on it. And of course, I have time alerts and things like that on it, which is
Yeah.
great, the parental controls. But if I had it not worry about it during the school week, way easier.
No,
But then
nothing.
again-
No, just school week. But
Okay,
that-
but here's the thing. Like my son also got like a 4.0. So it's like he's
Oh.
going to look at me and
he's
he's going to be
handling his
like,
business.
so mom, if I get my homework done, why can't I do that?
Right. He's handling himself. This is great.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like though during the summer when I see him, so there was no camp this week. We have no camp
Okay.
for him, and so he's lounging around.
He's bored.
He's watching movies. He's
Yeah.
playing video games.
Okay. There's a little bit of summer for that,
A couple days ago, I said, "How long you been playing video games?" He's like, "I don't know, a couple hours."
Exactly. Time goes by
What?
like that when you're doing nothing.
But it makes me feel better because I know he doesn't do that most of the year, and so during the
Right.
summer, when I can't afford a camp every week.
No, it's so expensive, and you have
so
to get in so
expensive.
early. You know what I mean? So
if he lays around for a few days during the summer playing video games, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
Right?
And I mean, so Dylan does parkour, and he's doing fencing now. So during the week, so
Oh,
we're
I
not
love
doing
that.
any camps.
You do
And
cool
Marley's-
sports at your house.
And then Marley's doing singing and tennis.
Mhm.
So, and those are two new things. And she does it. They both do it once a week, which is fine. And then it's like, call your friends,
Yeah.
go ride your bike, get out of my house. Let's go swimming. And then, they've only been out of school for a week, so I'm trying to ease them into it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely want them to have, because we're not doing anything big because their cousins from Kentucky and Arizona are coming out
Oh, fun!
this week and
Yeah.
staying for like a month. So
Yeah.
that's going to be them doing. That's like a built-in. You got to go do something. Your cousins are in town.
Mhm.
But there was this article in Good Morning America's website. And it was this mom, and she was like, it's okay for it to be a hard season. And I loved it. She's like, this is what she wrote. She wrote, by now, most of you have seen all the posts and reels floating around, reminding you that you do this, 18 summers with your kids.
I
I
do it
feel
all the
sure-
time. Like, we have 3 more summers with Julia and Marley. That's it. 3.
Exactly. And she's like, I feel sure that these are only well-intended. And it's true that kids are generally at home with us for a specific portion of their lives. It's true. Summer sometimes brings the opportunity for a little extra fun. But because my work has taught me to often see life through the lens of people who are hurting, I also see the pressure that can come with this sentiment. She's like, it's okay. Maybe your family's going through a hard time. Maybe there's been a death in the family. Maybe there's financial problems, illness, whatever. It doesn't stop just because it's summertime. And it's okay if it's not all Disneyland, beach, or what have you. Like, give people a little bit of grace. And I don't think it was such a big deal back in our day because I didn't know what my friends were doing at summer unless I was with them. But with social media, it can make kids and parents kind of feel like, shoot, I didn't do anything this summer. My friends went here and these parents went there, and all we did was watch TV, go to the pool, and that's it.
Yeah, you see people right now. I know a couple people that are in Spain. I have a friend who's in London and France, and
You're like,
I get that this is the time where you want to go on these big trips because your kid's out of school. You want to schedule it during nice weather, whatever. But and it's been a while since I had a real paycheck coming through.
Yes,
and so
exactly.
we can't do those things right now. And I feel like with only 3 summers left, we should be doing those big things. So I have a lot of guilt about maybe not trying to go back into the city and not trying to get a big job. But on the other hand, I walk out of the office and I'm with them.
And you're there. And that's what they remember. Not that you don't remember big trips, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody as a kid, if your parents took you to Disneyland, you might remember it. But I always use this example in my mind when I try to make myself feel better. And my brother, I love him to death. He has his, trips that he likes to take with the kids, but I'll never forget the first time he took my oldest niece. So she was like the first of all the nieces, right? Nephews.
Sure.
She was 3 years old. And he took her on and we went with them. And my kids weren't even born yet. On this magical trip to Disneyland. And I am telling you, every breakfast, everything, he showered on my niece.
Awesome.
She doesn't remember one freaking moment of that vacation. I mean, unless she sees it in a picture. She was 3. And and I know the whole thing, it doesn't matter if they don't remember it. It's a memory, blah. When you're shelling out Disneyland freaking money,
I know.
I want it to flash before your eyes on your deathbed. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think the perfect Disneyland age is? Would you say like 6 or 7, 8?
We were way late with Disneyland.
I mean, if you were only going to go to Disneyland once
in your life, like with your
in
children?
your kid's life, you're gonna you had, you knew it was gonna cost you $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah.
6.
I say 6 because
I mean,
you still kind of
we've
believe
been
in the
way
magic.
more than once, but I just wondered like what that magic age is. I think
kids
6 or 8.
Didn't go that young, and it's fine. It was totally fine, and all that. No, actually, I lied. I'm totally lying. My daughter did go. She went when she was 3 too.
Yeah,
3 or 4. And Dylan was an infant. Never, I totally lied.
So did Julia. She dressed up like Merida, and she looked just like her because she has that
totally brain
crazy
fault.
red
I was
hair.
thinking of the other one. Yeah, she did. Because I have this picture of her, and I remember because my cheap ass, right? Target had Minnie Mouse little zip up jackets that were fuzzy.
So cute.
And it was like $20, and I was like, dude, I'm totally buying that and wearing it to Disneyland because they charged me like $80 for the same freaking thing, right? But no, we did go. I remember. You want to know when it was? All my Niner fans out there, that's when we beat the New Orleans Saints. And I remember it because I was in line with the Dumbo freaking airplane ride.
Yeah.
And we won. And I was like in line because my husband, James, my brother, and my dad, and Dylan in his thing, he was breastfeeding still bottles. And they were in the ESPN zone at Disneyland where they could, watch it on the big screen. And James is like texting me updates of the Niner game because my dad was like, I don't care that we're in Disneyland. I am not missing the Niner game. And so that's where they were. And so that was the year that they did it. So
I have a picture for you. This is Julia and Jacob at Disneyland in the hotel room after. And they were, God, Jacob must have been 3.
Okay.
So that makes Julia, what, 8 or 9?
Okay. Oh, look at
how cute are they?
That's the first time they went to Disneyland?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That might have been his first time, but it wasn't her first time.
I don't know if I can find it quickly enough. Let me see.
How cute are they? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, I do kind of wish that it was, I don't know, that I had that kind of memory of both of them going to Disneyland for the very first time. But at the same time, like, whenever you go, it's a good trip to Disneyland. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, so my kids have gone to Disneyland twice. She might kill me for this picture, but she's not watching the show. Hold on, can I show it? Hold on.
All you had to do is say she's going to kill me. And
Okay.
she comes.
She gave me permission. Okay. Well, say hi, Marley.
Hi.
Okay. So this was the first time my daughter went, and this is my niece, the older one. Here we go. So there's Marley in this sweatshirt that I bought her.
Oh, so cute.
And there's my niece, Mika, in the middle, and there's my other niece on the end, Maddie.
Love
You
it.
guys are so cute. And that was Marley's first time going, and this was January 14th, 2012. So
Adorable.
yeah, so that was their first time going to Disneyland. So yeah. So are you excited for summer?
Yeah.
Come closer. What are you
Yes.
what are you most excited about doing this summer, Marley?
Sleeping.
Okay. Love you.
Show my thing?
I did show your thing.
It's an eraser.
What's the most exciting thing you're going to put on your bucket list?
It's a thing.
3, 2.
I don't know.
Okay. Deep, Marley. Okay. And there
Well, she was put
everybody.
on the spot in her
I guess.
defense.
I mean, she has already gone to
Yeah.
summer just started. She's already gone to Great America. So,
Yeah.
and she's already gone to a carnival. She's gone to a carnival. She's gone to Great America.
That's pretty good.
You know what else we're going to try to go to is the new Calibunga that's replacing Raging Waters.
Oh.
It's supposed to open. I think they're going to start selling tickets this week on my South Bay friends, San Jose friends. They're supposed to open ticket sales this week and then open, I think the last week in June. So we're going to try to go. I feel like
You
it's
guys
going to be
have
an
a lot
S
of
show.
stuff going on. See,
Yeah.
you live in a place where there's stuff all around you. In the North Bay, I mean, unless you're going to go to Discovery Magic Kingdom or whatever it's called.
Which
Six
you're not
Flags,
going to do.
Because, I don't believe, I don't subscribe
not
in their
gonna go to that.
particular form of animal showing.
Entertainment, quote unquote.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
doing it.
No.
So we have the beach, which we did go
Which is
to
my favorite.
on
That's my
Father's Day,
favorite.
and they bought me mango Bodega Bay taffy, so that was good.
Yummy.
Yeah, but other than that, no, like we don't have those
Yeah.
kind of.
We have all kinds of things like that.
Yeah,
So I'm
you're
excited.
lucky.
Yeah, and then like on the 4th of July, we're gonna go do the Morgan Hill Parade. So if anyone wants to come wave, we'll be doing the Morgan Hill Parade.
That's fun.
That's like kind of a tradition with my husband's family, so we're gonna definitely do that.
Do you have the cars and everything in that? Is that what you do?
So my husband's father is part of the Military Vehicle Collectors Club of California, and so they have military vehicles and they ride the military vehicles. So most of the time when you go, at least in San Jose and the South Bay, if you go to a parade and you see military vehicles, my father-in-law either is in it or knows somebody that's in it. So
Right.
There you go. So it's a good time. So anyways, enjoy your guys' summer. We'll continue to tell stories from our summer and summer school and everything like that.
Oh my god!
Okay.
All these pictures are popping up now of my kids in Disneyland through the years. It's like
You
you,
need to
go
go
back
back.
in memory lane.
You need to go
yeah.
back. You need to go back, Kim.
I know.
Okay, I want to real quickly before to do a little bit of serious news, and one is, God, and I don't know when it's supposed to come down. So June, this is the time of year when the final, most contentious Supreme Court rulings are going to be coming down. Obviously, the mifepristone, the abortion pill ruling, the bump stock ruling that we talked about yesterday, but the one that I'm also very interested in, I should say, is Donald Trump's immunity case. George Conway, the estranged husband of Kellyanne Conway, is giving his predictions of what he thinks is going to happen, and he shared it with CNN. Here we go.
Maybe a few wrinkles in the opinion that may add a few
Hold
steps to the process. But at the end of the day, I don't think his argument is going to fly. In terms of the delay, I wish they had not taken the case. I wish they had decided it once before. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think there is some grand conspiracy or even an effort by some of the justices to put this off to help Trump. The fact of the matter is, if the decision comes down June 24th, the week of June 24th, last week of the term, that could mean that the case goes to trial in the middle of September, at the end of September, or beginning of October, which would be highly unfavorable.
You think it could
It's
still
possible,
happen?
yes, because, well, the reason is because when the case first went up to the Court of Appeals, there were 81 days. It was 81 days before trial, and the court has said, basically, the district court has said that it's going to keep that 81-day schedule. And if you add 81 days to the end of June, you basically get the middle of the fall campaign. So it could actually backfire on Trump. But that said, I mean, I think the Supreme Court should be the Supreme Court. This is one of the most important decisions that they will render in a long time. I mean, I think they didn't have to take the case. I think that the DC Circuit had it right. But once they took the case, they want to get it right, and they want to make sure every jot and tittle of it is correct. And they made, it's like 9 separate law firms there. It's hard to herd them all.
Yeah.
And there
Might be a
was
few
always-
egos involved.
There might be, yeah. it's going to take till the end of June. It always was.
So I think that he's going to lose, obviously. I think that unless the Supreme Court has lost all credibility, I don't see in what world a president has immunity. I just don't see it in this instance. You know what I mean? I understand the argument of, should President Biden be held in international court for, war crimes because he's at war and certain people die and all that. That's not what we're talking about with former President Trump, convicted felon Donald Trump.
Perhaps
at all.
I don't know if they can do this. If they have to rule on complete blanket immunity for a president or a former president, or if they can say, immunity from certain things like foreign wars, or do we want a president to have immunity for that? What do we want a president to have immunity for? And
crimes committed within our borders.
Can they pick and choose? So are you saying then we could have a president that goes around picking people off with the, intelligence service in foreign countries, and that's
exactly.
okay?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I don't feel like it's a hard thing to say is that if it's been determined or you are being accused of a crime, for instance, the whole I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue type of thing, right? He should be tried for that.
Yeah.
But for him to say, I'm the president, and so that gives me immunity to all crimes, is ridiculous. It's like the argument I was making yesterday with pump stocks. Intellectually, we know this, right? Intellectually, we know the difference between the conduct of a president, right? The duties of a president in defending our country against, foreign invaders or what have you, and committing actual U.S. crimes on our soil. There is a freaking difference. And let's stop nuancing this to death, okay? We know the difference. Donald Trump is an idiot. And if he's accused of a crime, he should be tried for said crime. And he is not president of the United States.
No.
If I throw my hat in the ring to become president of the United States, that does not mean I can commit any crimes I want to. And if you try to convict me of them, then you're just interfering in an election. That is the most asinine defense ever.
Yeah. No. And they even asked some of these questions, well, what would that entail? Blanket immunity. And they came up with these crazy examples.
So stupid.
And the Trump team was like, immunity. Yep.
Exactly.
And it's just nonsensical. Yeah.
I don't know. And, again, this is all going to come up again. So George Conway was saying, June 24th or whatever. You know what else is that week? The last week of June is the debate between former President Trump and President Biden. So it's going to be on CNN. It's going to be hosted by Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. Now, there's some network rules and a format for the 90-minute debate. Obviously, they'll be at their podiums. Campaign staff cannot interact with the candidates even during and especially during the commercial breaks. They've both agreed that microphones will be muted throughout the debate except when it's their turn to speak.
I love this rule.
I love that. Trump and Biden will not be permitted to have any pre-written notes or prompts, but a pen, a pad of paper, and a bottle of water will be given to them.
Does that mean, though, let's go back to the muting.
Okay.
Because Trump can't keep his mouth closed.
Right.
So if President Biden is speaking and then Trump starts yip-yapping during President Biden's talk, the audience might be able to hear.
There's no audience.
Oh, there's no audience.
No audience, which is
So
the other
then-
major thing.
Then President Biden would just have to tune out whatever he's saying, knowing no one else can hear it but him.
Right.
Right.
So, and again, the no audience is huge because Trump feeds off the audience. He feeds off the clapping. You know what I mean? And again, Biden, I don't think it's going to be an easy debate for either of them. I kind of, and again, I'm not trying to be ageist here, but it's kind of like when you're stuck at like holiday dinner with your two grandpas arguing about politics. And you're like, that's exactly what it's going to be like.
Except
It's
Grandpa
so
can't do
crazy.
anything about it. These grandpas have the
Yes.
actual, can affect change, right?
So that's I honestly think it's going to be must watch TV when most of the time. And I don't think we're going to learn anything. Let's get it straight. This isn't a debate. This is them making their platforms for each other and trying to zing each other out. Like, it's not a true debate. I don't think it's going to sway anyone's mind. I truly, honestly believe that the only thing that would change somebody that was going to vote for one side to the other or not vote at all, and again, I don't wish ill on anybody, is if something medically happened to either man. I really do think, unless there was some sort of medical emergency that made voters now have to consider their VP pick, I don't see anybody's vote being swayed at all. And again, Trump still hasn't picked his VP. So I know Tim Scott is like itching for the job, but sorry, buddy. I don't think Tim Scott brings anything to the table, right? He's humiliated himself at the altar of Trump, and I don't think it's going to get him anything. Maybe a cabinet appointment, perhaps, if God forbid Trump wins a second election. But Tim Scott sold his soul to the devil with that one. So,
I was reading this article on Huffington Post the other day that said they were kind of were looking back in history about what happened in one of the last debates,
right?
And the muting the candidates' microphones, it says, will help viewers follow along, although we suppose a muted candidate could still shout out where the other is speaking. And
right.
They called out the September of 2020 presidential debate when Biden turned to Trump and said, will you shut up, man?
Exactly. Now, again, I think everyone's going to be looking, and this is the final thing that I wanted to show, is really how they perform, right? That's the thing. Yeah. It's not the substance of the debate. It's how they handle the debate. You know, like Trump was bloviating last week about Biden being on drugs and he wants a drug test because how does he appeal so spry and everything like that. And then during this $30 million benefit over the weekend in LA for President Biden, there was this moment that the right is latching onto as they were saying goodbye to the crowd, where it appeared, and I'm going to show you the video and you tell me, appeared that Biden froze and former President Obama had to escort him off the stage. Now, I fast forwarded a little bit because I didn't want to stand there listening to people clap all day, but I'm not seeing what other people are seeing. Here we go. Now what? Do we expect Biden to like run? And I'll repeat it a little bit more. Hold on. Let me. Oh, let me do it. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Let's go back a little bit more. We'll watch it again. Here we go. There he is waving. Biden's standing there, like looking at somebody. They're saying he's frozen. I don't know.
Oh, he's not frozen. That's
he's
not
looking
frozen.
in the moment. And
No.
that's my thing. Like,
that's not frozen.
Does he have to like be like cha-ching, cha-ching, ha, ha? Like he's 80.
So not if it that it's tit for tat, left for right. But did you see where Trump over the last weekend, was talking about, oh, President Biden needs a cognitive test. And then moments later, he has his own brain fart. Here's how that looked.
I have this video. Oh, please play it. Okay, let's go. So Trump reportedly told Republican lawmakers that Milwaukee, Wisconsin was a terrible city where they're having their convention, by the way.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oops.
Great example of projection. Donald Trump is projecting on the city of Milwaukee is horrible, things that really pertain to his own character. I mean, he's a horrible person. It's not just these 34 felony counts, but he's a sexual assaulter, and there are 54 more counts out against him.
Anyway, what the problem was, what he did was called for a cognitive test for President Biden.
Of course.
Where at the same time, in the very next breath, he talks about his cognitive test and who it was administered by. And he gets the guy's name wrong.
Yeah. But he gets names wrong all the time with everything.
Who has the memory problem? Who has the
It's almost as if they're both old as hell, Kim. It's almost as if they're acting their age. They're just acting their age. They're going to forget.
This is where we've landed, right?
Yeah. Pretty much. I would rather take the old guy with a moral code and is not a convicted felon and is not a sexual assaulter than the old guy that is. How about that?
Thank you.
How about that?
I'll take that. Yes.
Does that work? All right. I don't know, but the rest of this month is going to be so freaking interesting with the debate, with the Supreme Court rulings. If George Conway, one last point, if George Conway is correct about that 81 days, there's your October surprise, people. You know what I mean? If it actually goes to court, that's your October surprise. I would be I'd be shocked. Shocked.
Yeah.
Maybe my shocked face. All right, guys, that's our show. Join us tomorrow. Before we go, though, click the thumbs up button. Please support the show. We really do appreciate it. We love doing this show. We know that it's changed and it's evolved, and it will continue to do so. But Kim and I, we both love being here and talking about all sorts of things and sharing all sorts of things. So if you like the show, please subscribe and hit that button so you don't miss a moment. The Super Chat is also live. It's a way for you to donate even during, the non-live parts. Just go to the Super Chat. It's you'll see the $sign under the live chat box, and you can throw us a couple bucks that way. And the number one way to support us financially is through our Patreon and through our PayPal. So the link to our Patreon can be found at thenikkimadoroshow.com. You just go there. If you can give us $10 a month, that would just be so helpful to help Kim and I continue doing the show. There's also PayPal for those of you that don't like Patreon. Just go to paypal.com, click the send button, and then just put the email address, thenikkimadoroshow@gmail.com, along with the amount that you want to donate. And then you can also support us. A delicious way to support us is with Auntie Tabby's Island Flavors. Just go to auntietabbies.com, and if you use the coupon code NICKKIM, NIKKIM, you can get 10% off the hibiscus hot sauce, the pineapple hot sauce, the guava barbecue sauce, or the multi-pack that has all three of them in there. Again, Auntie Tabby's Island Flavors, auntietabbies.com. Use the coupon code NICKKIM, and you get 10% off each and every time you order. And it's delicious. Our listener, Dan, ate it. He sent us a picture. So if you buy it and get it and support the show in this way, send us a picture, and we'll give you some love on the show. All right, guys, we will talk again tomorrow. And until then, bye-bye.
Nikki, you're all so awesome. Miss Brown, like a beautiful blossom. You're all so the best. I really can't rest. You're all so awesome.
Wow. Okay.